Okay, starting class in Shavasana. Allowing the weight of your body to release towards the floor. And even your arms, allowing your arms to relax. And take a cleansing breath, a deep inhale. Open mouth side out. And the first pause of class, always taking a couple of cleansing breaths. Deep inhale, and then open mouth side out. And softening in your toes and the soles of your feet. Taking that relaxation down to the tops of your feet. Maybe towards your ankles. And from the ankles up into your calves and your shins, softening and relaxing. And now the knees. The front and the back half of the knees. Releasing towards the floor, softening in your joints. And take that cleansing breath side out. Whenever you need that cleansing breath, you'll take it. And you're going to traveling from the knees up your thighs. Thighs relax. Hamstrings relax. Letting the weight of your legs drop down. Now taking your mind's eye, or just feeling the connection at your low back, your tailbone, the glutes supported by the earth. Releasing the hip bones down, letting the weight of the bones sink towards the floor. Traveling from the tailbone to your low back. Low back softens. And mid back. And your exhale, release your mid back. Low lungs drop down. And the shoulders, your upper back. So the weight of the torso now descending down toward the earth. And focusing now at the center of your sternum. On your next exhale, releasing from the center of your sternum out towards the shoulders. Releasing them down into your arms, towards your elbows. Taking that relaxation down towards the wrists on both sides. And allowing the palms to release and relax. And your fingers. And you're feeling the earth supporting the base of your shoulders, the back of your head. Releasing them through the neck. From the base of your ears down towards the collarbones, the neck softens. And from your chin, the chin down to the center of your sternum, relax. Taking that relaxation now to the bridge of your nose. And from the bridge of your nose, you're going to release down along your sinus cavities. From the bridge of your nose down on the edge of your nose, softening each nostril. Eyes and eyelids relax. And that space between the eyebrows, I want you to bring in ease. You're going to then travel from there up to the center of your forehead. Take that relaxation out toward your temples, down into your jaw hinge. Full body relaxation. Inviting in that cleansing breath at any moment. Staying, choosing to stay in the stillness. Letting the body release. At any moment the mind starts to wander, I think you could cue for yourself, relaxing your body from your feet up towards your head. Not only getting that physical release, but also the mental release, softening your thoughts. As you track with something neutral, right? Which is the body, tracking with the body. Letting the mind soften and release. Then this next part, you don't have to move far, you're not moving much at all. I will do the shifting in your body for you. So while you stay relaxed, I'm just going to lift your leg up and place a block underneath your calf. And I'll do that both on each side. Letting that meaty part of the calf rest on the blocks. Just giving our feet a break. And the heels a break. And resting on the floor. Laying here with the legs suspended. Letting the blocks be anchors. Anchoring your calves down. Allowing the hip bones to be anchors. And you're really rooted through the hip bones, your glutes and your calves. And then bringing softness and ease into your quads. And to the upper legs. Yeah, softening the upper legs. I'm going to show you all an arm variation. And you've been in this pose for quite a while from Shavasana to here. For the shoulders, you can take goalpost arms, just putting in the elbows. And if the hand doesn't touch the floor, you can always use a blanket to fold in half to support the back part of the hand. Just locking the shoulders under. And not only suspending the legs, but suspending your arms here, the forearms, with the blankets underneath your hands, anchoring through the palms into the blanket. Okay, the elbows anchoring down into the floor. Well, the same thing with the shoulders. Like the scapula, so you're just releasing, dropping down towards the floor, anchoring down. Now you just take a deep cleansing breath, inhale. Open mouth side out, let your arms relax. Shoulders relax. Taking your awareness into your feet. Visualizing the left big toe relaxing and shifting to the next toe on the left foot. softening it. You're going to work your way out to the pinky. And softening each toe in the left foot. And then in the right foot, the right big toe. Softening, relaxing. Taking your awareness to that next toe over. Releasing it. And you're going to make your way towards that right pinky. Slowly, right? Like giving yourself the time and the space to bring in ease. And now from the tips of the toes, I want you to soften along the upper part of your foot. Okay, like just in your mind's eye, visualizing from your toes along the tops of your feet towards your ankle, releasing. And from the tips of the toes, it's softening through the base of the feet down towards your heel. Reminder to breathe. Sign out, releasing some of the energy, releasing some tension that's coming up. Sign out, releasing. Now enjoying that space you've created for your feet. For your legs. And the space you created even for the shoulders. Those goalpost arms. Now to gently wake up. I want you to wiggle your fingers and your toes. You're going to slide your feet onto the tops of the blocks, letting your heels dangle off the back end of the blocks. So letting the pads of your feet connect with the top of the block. Yeah. Letting the heels drop. Now feet together, knees go out wide. And depending on how tight your hips are, if you have blocks available, you can use them. Maybe you don't and you've got pillows. You grab a couple of pillows. And you place them onto the outer part underneath the thighs for support. Restorative yoga is all about support. And so like his feet are shifting and sliding. So what you could grab is one, we have a sandbag, or you got a bag of rice at the house. You're placing it onto the feet just to help anchor, to give a point or a feeling of support. Arms resting by your side, just letting them come down towards the hands, come down towards the pillows, straightening your arms out, letting the palms face the ceiling. access to a blanket, you're going to roll it. Give yourself, create a neck pillow, and you place it underneath your neck. Okay. It's about support. So we're supporting the neck, letting the head rest down, letting the shoulders drop. I say shoulders, but it's like the collarbones. Collarbones releasing towards the floor. We're going to call some breath work in this pose, and then we're going to move into Ujjayi breathing. So in through the nose and out through the nose. And generating some heat. Giving yourself at least a 3-second inhale and a 3-second exhale. Okay, starting there, right? Do you have the capacity to take that 3-second inhale? And if you do, right, try for 4 seconds. Breathing in and breathing out through your nose for 4 seconds. So you're just building upon Ujjayi breath, seeing how long of an inhale you can take, right? And you're counting that inhale and counting the seconds it takes until you can take that last sip in without it being labored. And then you're going to balance it out with that same time on your exhale, right? Slowing your breath down. And building an awareness for the breath, building just tuning in to what is the capacity of my lungs, right? And Ujjayi breath is a great tool to help exercise and build the strength in the lungs. And we're moving with his breath. Next inhale, breathe into the sternum. Empty out, sternum drops. Now the low lungs, so the mid-torso, breathing in. And those lungs squeeze into your midline, air out. Taking now the inhale below the belly button, at least 2 inches, so your low abdomen filling up, your stomach filling up, and emptying out. You're going to take now a cleansing breath. You're going to breathe into all 3 areas. Open mouth, side out, release. Now, enjoying that space you created for yourself in this pose. Trusting the support of the sandbag on your feet. Trusting the support of the pillows underneath your knees, underneath your thighs. And trusting the support of the prop underneath your neck. Like knowing that it's there for you in this moment. Just allowing the body to release and be supported.
So wake the body up. You're going to gently press your feet together. The toes connect. Wiggling out your fingers. And letting the soles of your feet come to the mat. Gently, really gentle with the knees coming up. I want you to pause here. Feet stacked underneath the knees. Pausing for that breath, right? Kind of allowing the body to recalibrate, allowing the muscles to turn back on. You don't want to force them out of the pose into the next. Just being gentle in the transitions. The next pose, you're going to take your feet at least mat width distance. It depends again on the tightness of the body. And we're going to then allow the knees to rest towards one another. Now, for me in this pose, I like to put my feet on blocks. It makes me feel a little more supported. So we're going to try this out for him. And so if you'll go ahead and take your foot on top of that block. Here's the button. Let's just see if you like it. If you don't like it, you let your feet come back to the inside onto the mat. And give yourself permission to play a little bit to create some space. So working on letting the thighs soften, the knees moving towards one another. And just checking in. And so like for you, did you feel more supported with your feet on the floor? Mm-hmm. So let's go ahead and then take your feet back down to the floor. So we're all a little different. It's just a matter of playing, trying something on, like, oh, okay, that didn't work. I'm gonna go back to that first position. Yeah, and if the knees don't touch, you can use your pillow again. Grab your pillow and let that rest in between the knees, letting it be that anchor of support. So it's about like getting the mind to connect with softening the knees. And so we're going to move into cleansing breath. Deep inhale. As you sigh out, let the knees release towards one another. And then in your mind's eye saying, I am supported. Knees rest towards one another. Just giving your body a signal to say it's supported. Exhale, yeah, I am supported. Knees rest towards one another. Staying with that mantra, staying with the breath. You're going to be here for a while, and we want the mind to connect with the body, to let the body like accept that it is supported, and allowing in those knees just to really rest, so we can really open up the outer edges of the thighs,
My T-bands down towards the hips. Also helps the front hip flexors, this pose does. Being in the stillness, like surrendering to the stillness is when the growth happens, when the body really starts to shift and open up. And doing your best to let go of any fidgeting. Yeah, like if it's hard, right? If you are fidgeting and your mind is wandering, maybe adding back in that tool of counting your breath, counting how long it takes to take a deep inhale and counting how long it takes for that exhale. Yeah, because our minds never really stop working. It's like a constant turning of the wheels. Can't ever think about absolutely nothing, really. So we give our mind something neutral to track with. Yeah, a couple more breaths. And so wake the body up. You're going to gently press your feet, your toes down, the heels down, waking up the muscles in your legs. And so healing your feet to center. Pausing. Letting the muscles reset. Letting the feet ground down. And now you're going to gently just rock the knees left to right. You're not going too far. It's not about trying to get the knees to touch the floor. It's just about gently waking the hips up. So that work you just did, we were working, right? Like this muscle from here and it attaches to the back of the hips. And so now we're waking that muscle back up. Both sides, bringing a gentle warmth in. Pause at center. And let's take another Shavasana, legs straight out. Noticing, I like the difference from this Shavasana from your first one. Hopefully feeling some space that you cultivated for yourself. Adding one of your tools in, like your breath, to soften in this moment. Wrapping your hands across your body. You're going to take your hands to opposite shoulders. You're going to rock the shoulders the left to right on your mat. In this next pose, we're going to use 2 blankets. We have access to 2. You can just use 1 if that's all you've got. He's going to come up to seated, and I'm going to place his blankets for him. Just creating a rectangle with the blankets. We're placing the blankets at the base of the scapulas. So the blankets now, when he lays back, it's going to lift his scapulas up, and you'll get like a gentle pull from here and down on either side of the spine. All right, there you go. I think I got that measured off for you. Yeah, suddenly it's going to lift the chest up. So yeah, and see it's like the shoulders are curling forward. So I'm going to suggest if that's happening, if you're getting this rotation, right, we want it to go the opposite way. So goalpost arms. And then I'm going to set him up with some props with the blocks underneath because of how tight the muscles are across this chest. So just use whatever you have around you for the support. And I really got the shoulders to drop some. So I can end this pose. Yeah, great work. Let's take a cleansing breath. Deep inhale. Open mouth, side out. I think you might feel a gentle pull in your low back. If you do, you would bend your knees in this pose, feet onto the mat and letting your knees rest on one another. And we're at that part where we want gravity to take over. So, like in your mind's eye, right, building the points from the points of connection you have with the floor, with your mat. And we lifted the floor up with those blankets, so connecting with the support of the blankets that are underneath the scapulas, rooting the scapulas down towards the earth through the props. You know, relaxing in the upper chest. Linking in the elbows. If the elbows are connected to the floor, elbows rooting down. If you have support behind your hands, I am rooting down through that support. And then next, I want you to connect with the hip bones supported by the floor. Yeah, exhale, softening down, releasing down, hip bones dropping. And we're going to add in some breath work here. That Ujjayi breath in and out through the nose. Starting in the shoulders, the scapula is filling up, upper back. Even if you like gently press it into the blankets to feel and connect with your breath. Releasing the air. Then next, the low lungs, but shifting it into your mid back. Okay? As you breathe in from this, you're going to breathe in from the center of your spine out towards your sides. And then next, we're going to catch the low back. So from the center of the sacrum or your tailbone, and then out. Let the low back expand out with the breath in, right? Using your breath to create space. And now that deep inhale, all three areas fill up. I want you to hold the breath up at the top for 1 or 2 seconds. And then open mouth side out, release down. The second half of the pose is enjoying the space you created for yourself. Staying in the stillness, letting gravity do the work. And you can evenly soften through your legs, down to your ankles and into your toes. Yeah, wiggle the toes and your fingers. Just waking back up. Taking hands to opposite shoulders. You're rocking left to right. Just gentle rocks. It's not about how far you can go. It's about slowly waking the body back up. And when you're ready, coming up to seated. And laying back down, Shavasana. Coming up to seated, so remove your blankets, of course. Pausing in a mini Shavasana, noticing the difference that 5 minutes in one pose can make. And now bending your knees, letting the soles of your feet connect with the mat. I'm going to use a block. If you don't have access to a block, you can use the blankets. So you're going to press into your feet, hips lift up. We're coming into restorative bridge, placing the block underneath your sacrum, underneath your tailbone. So lower than you might think. It doesn't go on the low back. It sits underneath that flat mori sacrum tailbone. And building the connection through your feet. Let the toes press down. Really let your mind's eye, let your mind connect with the toes and the mat. And then press through the pads of your feet, the toe mounds. Next, the heels. And the whole surface of each foot, really connecting with the space. The skin, the flesh of your feet, on the floor, on your mat. We're using restorative bridge today as start to stretch in the hip flexors. So just a gentle lift with the support of your feet. Just to kind of remind, like we're going to work with this front half right here, the hip flexors. So it's like the hip hinge, right? Anytime you bend your knee, pick it up like that area, that muscle is crunched quite a bit throughout the day, even if you're in a standing job. At each step, right? Our hip flexors get quite a bit of work. So the next, what we're going to do, I'm going to start with one leg. He's going to straighten his left leg and letting the left heel connect with the mat. Yeah, just like that. And here we're letting gravity take over the block, lifting the hips up, then allowing them this length to come towards the left shoulder. And then from the hip flexor down along the leg towards the left ankle. Right, with the hip flexors being in this front half, like at the front part of the body, the abdomen area, you're going us to take inhales into that space, cleansing breaths. Inhale, like into the abdomen. Yeah, sign out. So if you can create then this release and this drop on the exhale. And being present to any tingling sensations, any signals the body is sending to your mind. Listening, observing. Maybe possibly changes in temperature. Like as the breath helps shift and open up the body. And we're holding it on each side for about 10 breaths, 10 Ujjayi breaths. So he's got about 2 more left. Before you come out of the pose on the left side, you kind of need to remind these muscles to turn back on. So you're going to press the left heel down into the floor, gently pressing, and then let your foot slide back to meet your right. And feet come up. Pausing for a breath. And then getting that other side. Right heel slowly glides out. He's pausing for a couple of breaths just at the start of the pose so that the body gets centered and grounded. And then add in the cleansing breath. Sign out, releasing the right hip hinge. Yeah. Right hip flexor, releasing towards the floor. And as you have that lift of the hips, right, we're getting that right side now. Hips are lifted up and you bring in that stretch down towards the right side on the collarbone, the right shoulder releasing towards the floor. Yeah, from then the right hip down along that right leg towards your heel, softening. Staying in the stillness. Letting gravity do its thing, right? Letting the body and the muscles release down towards the floor. And just a couple of breaths left. Yeah, before coming out of the pose, gentle press of the right heel down. And then let the right foot slide back. Sole of the foot connecting with the mat. Pausing here. Pausing in restorative bridge. Pressing into the sole of each foot, both feet pressing down. And then lifting the hips up, taking your time, right? You were in this pose for quite a while, so just giving that low back some space. And then hips come down. You're gonna windshield wipe your legs left to right, gentle movements. As you can see there, like as the twist happens, we're gonna work now, like the next pose we're gonna do is a supine twist. And if you will pause at center, right knee will stack on top of your left. Yeah, there you go, right knee on top of the left knee, letting the legs cross. You're gonna pick the hips up and scoot them over to the right. An inch, yeah, an inch or two. And now letting the knees drop to the left. So here's a great place for the pillows or the block because you're gonna be holding this for a while. So supporting the legs. The block would already, let's get the pillows for you. Pillows are a little softer than this hard block, so let's choose it since we're kind of closing up, getting to the end of class. Definitely the palms of your hands facing the ceiling. If you have access to a sandbag, you can use it in one of two places. It depends on where like the tightness is happening. It might be you want to place it here on the leg to get that pull of the IT band, the outer hip, and to get the stretch there. So we're going to place it here today. The other place would be on the right shoulder. If the knees go to the left, you'd place it on the right shoulder at the top. And then breath work for this pose is going to be that your right lung fills up, right side body fills up, open mouth side out, soften through that area. Now the right low abdomen. And then side out, softening. And you're going to take now the inhale into your right low back. Side out, soften. Deep inhale. Hold it at the top. Side out, empty out. And then if you really enjoyed that breath work, you can go through another round of it. Yeah, you might be asking like why this assist, like my palm of my hand is on the outer edge of his right hip. You know, it's like where all the muscles come and connect to that outer part of the hip. One, it anchors. So that way when you sigh out, you feel anchored, you feel supported, and then the sigh out, you can soften. But also just to kind of give, especially if you're a runner, and to give that, this assist is just such a nice way to kind of help remind those muscles to soften after all of that taxing work you did with your run. And like even though it's a positive thing, like the running, right, it still taxes the body. It still can create some space and help the body after the run. To come out of the pose, I want you to picture your right femur bone. The right femur bone is what does the work. The femur bone is what pulls the hip back down to the floor. And yeah, squaring off the hips, getting both hips connected equally, pausing for a breath. And knowing that we get both sides, now the left knee on top of the right. Hips pick up and they scoot over to the left an inch, inch and a half. Knees drop over. Now using the pillows for support. And you can shift, you can adjust those pillows as you need to. You feel the most support for yourself. And each side is going to be a little different. One side is going to be probably a little tighter than the other. Letting the palms face up. And breath work. Okay, we're stretching the left side, so you're gonna fill up that right side body, left lung. I think we're working the left side right now. And now the left low abdomen. Softening. Left low back. Exhale, softening. Giant inhale, filling up. Exhale, releasing. Taking now your intention into that left thigh, the left femur bone, right? Using the bone to pull the hip back down. And then cross your legs, both feet down to your mat. Pausing for a breath with bent knees. And the final pose of class. Shavasana, legs straight out. Arms resting by your side. Noticing the space you've created for yourself in this moment. And like everything you just did was for this moment right here. And it's arrived. So getting yourself situated and comfortable so that you can fully relax. Like I'm giving him a neck pillow here, rolling that blanket up. So you can tuck underneath the neck. It's really supported, letting the head drop back. Releasing from the center of your sternum out towards the collarbones to the edges of the shoulders. You can walk them under if you feel like you created some space for yourself just now. And final cleansing breath. The center of your sternum out towards the shoulders, softening, relaxing. Taking that ease down into your arms, into your fingers. Letting the torso release towards the floor, dropping down and sinking into the pose. Like the best Shavasana. Let it happen, right? It's feeling the connection of your back on your mat. Whole back releases towards the floor. The glutes, the hips, hip bones dropping down. Abdomen releasing. And taking that softness, that ease from the hip bones down into your legs. Your knees. And down towards the ankles. And into your feet. Deep, deep rest. Making, shifting, using like your natural breath in this moment. I think shifting into your natural ebb and flow.